Hello, welcome to European Open Briefing for Wednesday, November the 21st. I'm Rahbar Jan, currency analyst at xternal.com, and we're going to be taking a look at what's happening in the currency markets today. So yesterday we saw a strong rebound in the US dollar. We saw a jump in risk aversion as the sell-off on global stock markets continue. There's a bit of rebound this morning, though. It came late in Asian trading and the start of European trading. We saw Asian indices mostly closing higher, and in Europe now we're seeing a positive start. Yesterday overnight, though, on Wall Street, we saw sharp losses in both the Dow Jones and the S&P, as well as the Nasdaq. So that led to fresh safe haven bids for the greenback. The dollar index recovered sharply from earlier losses in the week. This morning, though, we're seeing a somewhat softer US dollar as other majors post a bit of a rebound. Against the yen, though, the dollar is higher at 112.85 at the moment. Euro has managed to recover about 1.14, sterling about 1.28. The Australian dollar had come under pressure late yesterday. It's now up by around 0.4%, though that we still have some risk of still, mainly due to worries about US-China trade relations. We're seeing somewhat of a hardening of the US stance against China. Over the weekend, we saw Trump sounding a bit more conciliatory. Now we're seeing some more hawkish remarks coming out of the US trade representative. If we look at the other commodity-linked currencies, the Kiwi is recovering yesterday's losses when it fell on the back of lower dairy prices. The Canadian dollar is also a little bit firmer this morning. It fell to 5-month lows yesterday as we saw another big sell-off in oil prices. WTI fell sharply. It's now posting a bit of a rebound, up by close to 2% at $54.43 a barrel. And if we have a look at the main performers, of course, oil, that big rebound following yesterday's sharp losses takes oil to the top of the table, followed by Kiwi dollar and Euro yen. The worst performer this morning at the moment is dollar CAD. So looking more closely at dollar yen, we can see yesterday the pair did fall to 3-week lows before rebounding quickly. It's now trading around 112.85. So we're seeing global stocks remaining under pressure. There's growing concerns about a slowing US economy and of course renewed trade tensions. We had a statement from the US trade representative saying that China has not fundamentally altered its unfair, unreasonable and market distorting practices. So this comes ahead of next week's G20 summit, where President Trump is due to meet President Xi. We're also seeing somewhat more dovish remarks from Fed officials. That's also been weighing a little bit on the US dollar. And also we had some soft housing data as well out of the US. Let's now move on to the euro. We can see the euro did come under pressure sharply yesterday. We saw a jump in the yield spread between Italian and German government bonds on worries about the standoff between the Italian government and the European Commission. The European Commission is expected to reject Italy's revised budget. That decision is due at 11 hours GMT. We could see European Commission starting disciplinary proceedings against the Italian government. But this morning we did see Italian yields fall back a little bit on remarks by Italian Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini, who said that the government may be open to make some compromises on the budget. So now we're seeing the declining yield spread help the euro recover around the 1.14 handle. And finally, let's take a look at sterling. It's been moving sideways following that big drop yesterday. For now, sterling appears to have stabilized as the rebel conservative MPs have so far not managed to secure enough letters to oust Prime Minister Theresa May. So for now, she does appear to be safe, but there's still a lot of uncertainty whether or not the deal would get through Parliament. The DUP, who are backing the Conservatives in Parliament, have now pulled their support. There's still a lot of uncertainty, but Theresa May will be traveling to Brussels today to meet with Jean-Claude Juncker to finalize the details of the deal, as well as agree on a future, the framework of a future relationship between the EU and the UK. There's going to be a summit at the weekend on November 25th. That's going to be important, and that will be followed by a vote in Parliament. So sterling looks set for more choppy trading over the coming weeks. And looking at what's coming up later in the day, there's going to be more housing data out of the US, as well as some Japanese inflation numbers early tomorrow morning. That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.